Hi, Jeff Ray here, President CEO, South Bend Regional Chamber. We're continuing our candidate conversations. Sitting down this afternoon with Dana Sullivan. Dana is a candidate for PHM School Board, one of the for the at-large seat. So, Dana, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, Dana, we've been doing these with just a chance to have our members get to know candidates better. And so we appreciate you taking a little time out of your schedule this afternoon. So if folks haven't had a chance to meet you yet, Dana, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I have lived in the PHM district pretty much my whole life. I started in Mishawaka over by the zoo when I was a little kid and then moved to PHM when I was 4 years old. So I've literally grown up in the PHM district. I attended school there from Harris Elementary School. If anybody has been around as long as me, they would remember Harris. And then on to Mary Frank, Schmucker, and I graduated from Penn. I was a valedictorian. From there, I went on to college and I have degrees in math, chemistry, and nursing. I currently am a registered nurse and I work in the South Bend school system. I
Great.
have 4 children and they've all gone through PHM schools as well. So it's been fun to be an alumni and then go back again as a mom.
Great. Dana, thank you. Appreciate that. And thanks for the service and all you do here in the community. Dana, talk a little bit about this decision to run for office. And so again, you've been involved first as a student, then as a parent, and now seeking an opportunity as a school board member. Talk about what inspired you to run for school board.
It's actually something I've thought about doing for a long time. I've been very involved in the schools the whole time my kids have been in them, and I've always paid attention to the school board meetings, attended when I could, and always thought that that is something I'd like to do. I've served on many boards and committees and different things, PTOs, community groups, during all my time as being a mom when my kids have been younger. And now that my youngest two are in high school, the time seems right for me to try to serve our community in a new way.
Great. So Dana, as you're thinking about this role and the opportunity to serve, what kind of things are on your priority list? What are some of should you get elected? What are some of the priorities you'd have?
Well, as a registered nurse working in the schools, my career has been dedicated to the health and safety and well-being of children. So obviously that would continue to be a priority for me for sure. I know that in order to effectively learn and teach for the teachers, you need to feel first and foremost safe in your environment. So health, safety, the well-being of the students would for sure be my priority.
Great. So Dana, as you've been out on the campaign trail and talking to folks about PHM, generally, what's the sentiment out there? What are people feeling about public schools or PHM?
I think most people I talk to are really proud of PHM. I think we recognize we're one of the best school districts in the state of Indiana, surely one of the most recognizable and desirable, I should say, school districts in northern Indiana. We have great, statistics, having a 97% graduation rate, being ranked in the top 4% of schools in the state for iLearn. Great things happening at PHM, and I think most people feel the same way I do about that.
Great. So public education has its challenges, whether it be funding or competition that it didn't have, so what kind of things do you think are challenges maybe that are on your radar over the next couple of years of things that you and your fellow board members would have to be thinking about?
Well, I think the staffing shortage is a for sure issue. And I think it's going to be an ongoing issue for a little while now. Like I said, I work in the schools in South Bend. I see firsthand the effects of a staff shortage, not just teachers, but educational assistants, cafeteria staff, bus drivers. I know it takes a village to run a school, and I see the problems that happen when you don't have enough hands. And I unfortunately, don't know that that problem is going to ease anytime real soon because a lot of young people don't seem to be going into education. So we need to get creative in finding ways to continue to attract great educators and staff members to our schools and retain the ones that we have. So that I think is going to be something that is going to definitely need to be worked on for a period of time.
Great. No, Dana, I think that's a great point. And so many of our folks that are watching are wrestling with those same issues in their own businesses and such, as everybody's in this battle to attract top talent. And so certainly recognize that on the school side as well. Dana, talk for a second about, the budget piece. So, school boards traditionally have the responsibility of overseeing budgets, and my guess is if you talk to most school board members, there's a lot of priorities and not enough dollars to sort of satisfy every priority. Talk a little bit about how you might approach just budget or be involved in that budget process.
Yeah, I think it's a huge budget that a school board operates with. I've never been involved in anything on this scale before, so I definitely admit to having a learning curve ahead of me with learning about how the budget works. I know PHM just passed um, giving all of the teachers a raise, and I think that was a great way to spend some money. That's a way to help attract and retain staff right there, is by giving them the money they deserve, right? I also think it's worth investing in our transportation system right now. I know been looking into getting grants and funding for updating our transportation system, our buses. I think that's another good thing to be investing some money in right now.
Great. Dana, one of your jobs as a school board member is to be an advocate or even a champion for the corporation. You've seen it as a student and as a mom. If you were talking to somebody who didn't know anything about PHM and you're trying to convince them to enroll their kids there, what would you tell another mom about the experience at PHM?
I have nothing but great things to say. As a former student, I had a great experience at PHM. And as a mom, I feel like my kids have all had great experiences too. And they're all very different. I've got 4 kids that have very different abilities. One kid that took every AP class they could, another kid who maybe has taken a couple of honors classes. I have kids that have gone on to college. I have another kid that wants to go into the trades. And I feel like Penn school system encompasses all of that. There's opportunities for everyone inside the school, but I also feel like we have a great extracurricular program at PHM, and I think it's really important for kids to be able to have those extracurricular opportunities. I really think that kind of makes them feel connected to, especially a school size as big as the PHM school system is. And when you get to the high school, I think it's really important to be able to connect in a small way. And I think PHM schools does a great job of that throughout the school, having a lot of different things kids can get involved in that make them feel connected and included and part of the community.
Great. Dana, our voters are going to have a choice to make in this district. There are a couple folks seeking one spot. Tell them a little bit why they should pick Dana Sullivan for the open or for the seat and the at-large member of the PHM School Board.
Well, one unique thing I can definitely bring is I am the only woman running in the school board right now. We currently have 2 women on the board of the 7 seats, and at the end of this term, there'll just be 1. So I hope people can appreciate the value that a mom can bring to the school board. A mom who's got 4 kids who have gone through the system. I feel like I've seen a lot. I've volunteered a lot of time at PHM schools, and I've seen a lot of things on the inside. I think I can bring that value to the school board. I've also work in public education. I work in a Title I school, so I see education from the inside as well as from the outside of a parent perspective. I see it as the perspective of an employee in the school system. So I think those things together are assets.
Dana, if folks wanted to find out more information about your candidacy, where would we send them?
You can go to my website. It's Dana for phmschoolboard.com. For is spell out FOR. I'm also on Facebook. If you just Google Dana for PHM School Board, you'll find me on Facebook as well.
Great. She's Dana Sullivan, candidate for at-large PHM School Board. Dana, thanks for spending some time with us this afternoon.
Thanks so much, Jeff.